glance at his fiancée's shoulder. She wasn't the woman he had encountered 5 years ago, because the president clearly remembered that woman had a birthmark shaped like a butterfly on her shoulder. But his fiancée didn't have one. In the moment he was struck with disbelief. An image of his secretary appeared in his mind. A secretary who had suffered so much because of the difficulties caused by his fiancée. There was something so familiar about her that his heart trembled. Could it be that the secretary was the person he had been searching for all these years? The president immediately turned around, determined to find out the truth about his secretary. But before he could say anything, his assistant rushed over with a paternity test report in hand. The report revealed that the child his fiancée had brought with her was, in fact, his biological son. The president was completely stunned. He clearly remembered being with only one woman, the woman with the butterfly birthmark on her shoulder. However, his fiancée pulled him aside, lowered the other side of her clothing, and revealed a clear birthmark. The president's doubts were finally put to rest. He determined that his fiancée was the woman he had been searching for. The cunning woman smiled with satisfaction, thinking she finally had everything under control. But at that very moment, the president received a call from his grandmother. During the call, his grandmother scolded him, expressing her displeasure. "How could you not inform me about something as important as finding your future wife?" she said. The next morning, the grandmother, disguised as a cleaning worker, secretly went to the company, determined to test the character of her future granddaughter-in-law. When she accidentally bumped into the president's fiancée, the fiancée immediately became furious and threw her out of the company, treating her like an old woman trying to extort money. At that moment, another woman happened to pass by. She helped the grandmother up from the ground, and her son lovingly tended to the grandmother's injured hand. The grandmother carefully examined the boy's innocent face and noticed he looked strikingly similar to the president when he was a child. Taking advantage of the woman being distracted on a phone call, the grandmother secretly plucked a strand of the boy's hair, intending to conduct a paternity test. Before the results came out, that same evening, the president coldly called the woman and ordered her to pick him up from a bar. The woman rushed over and, with great effort, brought the heavily intoxicated president back to his mansion. However, by accident, she noticed a scar on the side of his waist. Her heart immediately sank. She realized the truth. The president was the biological father of her son. But she didn't dare to tell him. She simply turned and left the mansion in silence. The next morning, the woman decided to resign and leave, unwilling to have any further ties to the president. As she was about to hand in her resignation letter, she received a call from her son's school. She hurried over, but as she exited the elevator, she accidentally bumped into the president. Without saying much, she rushed off. When she arrived at the school, she discovered that the son of the cunning fiancé had accused her son of stealing something. Taking advantage of her position as the president's fiancé, the cunning woman acted arrogantly and threatened to call the police to have the boy arrested. The woman